let's talk a little baseball because I am not only a baseball aficionado, I am a maven, an expert as far as playing. Not playing the game. As far as knowing what the game is really about. The game is about today putting fannies in the seats. And I can tell you this much. I know baseball. I know the dimensions of the parks and which player suits each park. And the New York Yankees, who are always my favorite, second with the Giants. As I've said many times, I have pictures of me and Willie Mays on the field at the Polo Grounds in oh my God. In the late 50s, before they moved to Frisco, with me and Willie Mays wearing a Yankee jacket. But I started studying Bill James when my son was about, he had to be 8 years old, and we used to read the Bill James abstract together, and we knew what was going on. And I'd been on the old Art Rush show and talk radio and talk to bigwigs, and they loved what I had to say because I know the game. Before I get into the Yankees, let me say this. As far as the Hall of Fame, it's unadulterated bullshit. The writers have no business writing and voting someone in. As if I was in charge, I'd build an extension next to the Hall of Fame and put for the writers and call it the Hall of Shame. How dare them exclude players like the great Albert Bell? Why? Because he didn't like the media? Well, I don't like the media either. And believe me, Albert Bell doesn't come anywhere near me when it comes to deriding the Zionist-controlled media and the pussies, the politically correct intellectual prostitutes that work there. Albert Bell, Mo Vaughn, the great Dick Allen. Don't tell me there's no racial prejudice in there. I know there is. I've been around the block and many times. Back to the New York Yankees. They traded Prado, their second baseman, who could also play right field. The guy is an excellent ball player. He could hit, he could defend, he could do it all. And with Prado, they had the major ingredient of baseball, which is strength up the middle. They had McCann from the Braves. It's going to turn out to be a 30-plus home run hitter. Watch my predictions. They're always right. Prado at second and Ellsbury in center. And if he got hurt, they always got Gardner. It was perfect. And, of course, Headley at third base, which is good. So they had Headley and they had Prado. And they got a new shortstop. This was a necessary ingredient. But what they did is they traded Prado for 3 minor leaguers for the future because fear stepped in and panic occurred with the Steinbrenners. The Steinbrenner boys, as I call them, because George would have feared nothing. George didn't give a shit. He lived for today, as they say in AA. He lived one link at a time, the link he was on the chain of life. He didn't worry about what happened in the past, and he didn't worry about the future because he knew damn well the future may not come. The Yankees, the way they stand now, are going to wind themselves in the same position as the Tampa Bay Rays. They're going to stink unless they make a major move before Christmas and give us all, the New York Yankee fans, a Christmas present. How dumb and how fearful can one be is to trade, to give away the strength up the middle for a future that may never happen. You know, all these minor league prospects, if 1 out of 5 turns out good, well, that's what the Jews would say, a mitzvah. It was a big mistake because fear knocked at the door and the Steinbrenners wouldn't open the door. They made the phone calls, they made the transactions, and they got that little Jew, Brian Cashman, under their wing. And he is, as far as I'm concerned, a piece of shit. I'd rather see Gene Michael from the old days or Gabe Paul. I'd rather see somebody as the general manager like a Jason Giambi. Actually, I'd rather bring Jason Giambi back as the manager and kick Girardi's ass back down to Florida because I don't like him. Yeah, you say he played in World Series. What did he do? Please. Posada was the man. And you could tell me, I know, he trained Posada. Posada had more balls than Carter has liver pills. Wake up. Baseball is a mess. These guys are overpaid. You know, for a while there, I was totally disenchanted, discombobulated, and disgusted about the paying guys millions of dollars who are 230 and 240 hitters. Then I put two and two together. They ruined baseball because the excitement in baseball is the swing, that sound of the crack of the bat with the ball going into the right, center, or left field stands. Not in the pitching, unless you have a 20 game winner who strikes out 30 guys like the old days. You have very few of them today. So what they did was they accentuated on pitching, and it hurt the batters. Because I don't care how good a hitter is as a rule. Well, you know, as a rule, there are many exceptions to the rule. We know who they are. They'll hit 300 no matter what. However, it's kind of difficult, even for a regular 300 hitter, to hit anywhere near 300. When every time he gets up, there's a different pitcher and he has to adjust. The 300 hit, the 350 hitters are now down to 310. Guys like Trout, guys like, what's his name on Detroit? Oh my God, I must be having a senior moment. But the reality is this, there are very few 350 hitters. Well, there are no 350 hitters, but they really are 350 hitters, but they just can't adjust to the new pitcher. That's enough for today on Baseball Today from the wise and mighty Phoenix. The man who, although he doesn't know it all, he knows more than most.